Welcome to my first review slash thoughts slash talking about the 100 season 3. Today I'm talking about episode 1 because it's the first episode in the season, funnily enough. Alright, so if you guys have seen some of my previous videos, you know that I did a breakdown sort of series on the trailers for season 3. And I went through every single detail I could. I went frame by frame. I'm not going to do that with the episodes because the episodes are 40 minutes long and my breakdown of a 2-minute video went for 30 minutes, so it's going to be a bit long. So I'm just going to do an overall review slash my thoughts and just talk about, I think, the main details of the episode. But of course, if you guys want to talk more about anything that I mentioned in this video, please hit me up on Twitter or Tumblr or whatever, or comment in the comment section below because I love the 100 and I want to talk about it as much as possible. So yeah, hit me up. Also, I do want to quickly mention, I have seen the leaked spoilers of the finale. As much as I try to avoid them, they are everywhere. But no, I'm not going to be talking about them because I hate spoilers and it just confuses the hell out of me, these spoilers as well. So I won't be doing a video on them. I'm only going to be talking about them when the finale has aired. Alright, let's get into this. So first of all, I want to talk about Jaha and Murphy because we start off the episode with Murphy, who's locked in his bunker. We see him deteriorating for 3 months. And as much as Jaha annoys the crap out of me, this story is going to be really, really important this season, I think. And it's the story that I have the most questions about, I think, at this point. There's just... there is so many questions and not a whole lot of answers. So, we know Murphy got trapped in a bunker for 3 months. He had a lot of videos to go through in that time. We learned that the creator of Ally is Becca, and Ally created her avatar after Becca because she thought who better to create an avatar of than her creator. Okay, makes sense. That's what we know. What I don't know, that I'm not 100% of, is I had assumed that Ally was the one that set off the missiles and stuff like that to kill the world 100 years ago. I'm not so certain on that right now because in this episode we find out that Ally had plans for this missile which didn't include making a bomb. Now, from this information we've gathered that she has waited 100 years for the resources and the people to help her finish this project that she started 100 years ago. So if she needed those things, it doesn't quite make sense why she would destroy the Earth when she still had things to do, if that makes sense. She still needed people and resources to complete her project. And her destroying the Earth and the people and the resources doesn't quite match up to why or how or yeah. So far, all the signs have been pointing to Ally that she's the one that destroyed the Earth 100 years ago, but after this episode, I'm not 100% sure if that's the story. We shall see though. So again, like I mentioned, at the end of season 2, we see that the missile came down and Ally had plans for that missile. I assumed that she was going to make a second bomb and blow up the rest of the world, all the rest of the people that were there. But apparently, her and Jaha had managed to convert that missile into a power source. So Ally needed this power source, again, to complete a project that she started 100 years ago. We don't know what that project is, and apparently it needs a lot of power. I'm terrified of whatever it is because it's unknown and I'm scared of the unknown. So that's another thing that we know that happened with the missile. Going on to Jaha. Jaha is absolutely crazy. He definitely has not grown on me anymore in this episode. I still find him frustrating as all hell. But we did get a lot of mention of the City of Light. I had assumed the City of Light was this mansion that Jaha had found, this island that they had found at the end of season 2, but apparently it is a different place completely. So at one point in the episode we see Jaha meditating and Murphy's trying to get his attention, and Ally mentions that Jaha is in the City of Light. So what we could take from that is the City of Light is a place where your physical body can't enter. How you get to the City of Light, I'm not sure. What the City of Light is, I'm not sure. from the way that Jaha was meditating and stuff like that, it sort of feels like a spiritual place. You know, you you sit down, you meditate, your mind goes to the City of Light and you become relaxed. And that seems like the G-rated version of what the City of Light could be. But knowing the 100, it's gonna be a lot worse than just a nice place that you meditate to go to. So that also brings up questions of how do you get there? What is it like? Is it... yeah, there's a lot of questions around the City of Light. And so Jaha talks to Murphy about it at one point in the episode, and he hands him something saying, it's better for me to show you the City of Light than to try and explain it. He hands him something that for me looks like a chip, like a computer chip. And I don't know if that chip needs to be implanted in your person or if you just need to touch it, or I don't know. The other possibility that it could be is a drug of some sort. It didn't quite look like a drug to me, but it's a possibility. Like you take it and then it's a passageway for your mind to go to the City of Light. That's another possibility, but I'm still sort of leaning towards a chip because of the whole technology thing that's going around Ali. There's still questions on how you use it. So yeah, I think that's about everything that I could gather from the Jaha Murphy Ali storyline. The storyline absolutely terrifies me, but it also really, really intrigues me. I'm really, really excited for this storyline to interact with, you know, the Archers and Clark and all that and the Grounders. I'm really excited to see all their stories sort of intermingle and see what kind of mess that makes. But yeah, it's like I mentioned, as much as Jaha annoys me, I am really, really curious about the storyline. Also, I need to mention, how cute is Murphy and Amori? Oh, they're so cute. I ship it so much, man. Oh. All right, let's move over to the Ark. What we've learned about the Ark, where they're up to. So the Ark has now been changed to be called Arcadia. I like it. It's a cool name. So the 100, or part of the 100, have now become a unit. I think there's only 6 of them, maybe 5. How am I counting? I think there's 5 that were including Octavia, there's 6. They were part of the 100, and I'm really excited and glad that the adults, the leadership of the Ark, when they've come down, they have decided to use their knowledge, their experience, their resources of the ground and actually put them to use instead of just, you know, putting them away and pretending that they're still kids. Because let's be honest, we all know they're not kids anymore. Bellamy's got a new girlfriend and it's super cute. I think I heard that her name was Gina. They are adorable. I ship it. They're so cute. Bellamy, I think, is gonna be, his character development this season is something that I'm really looking forward to. He seems to have taken, we all know that he's very, very protective and he plays the big brother role very seriously for Octavia. But I feel like from just this first episode, that big brother role has gone from just Octavia to the whole of Arcadia. I feel like he is very protective and he's very loyal to these people, which is really, I really like this this other side to him. He's very I don't know, well, it's not another side of him, we've seen this side of him with Octavia, but the fact that he feels like he's a part of something now, it's really cool. I like seeing it. So I'm very excited to see Bellamy's character development this season. I think it's going to be really interesting. Now on the flip side to that, going over to Octavia, she does not feel loyal or connected with Arcadia or its people as much as Bellamy does. She is still very connected to the Grounders, I think. She is definitely still influenced by them and still trying to follow their traditions as much as she can, as much as her knowledge allows. Yeah, I love Grounder, Octavia. I think, yeah, I like it. And she's got some beef going on with Lincoln because Lincoln's trying to find a middle ground between the Grounders and the Archers, and she doesn't want there to be a middle ground. She just wants to bugger off, but that's not going to happen with Lincoln. He's got like a kill order on him or something. Yeah, because he, you know, we all know this, abandoned them. But yeah, so that's what's going on with the Blakes. Raven is still well, she's in pain. She's been in pain since Mount Weather. Her and Abby have had some arguments about a surgery, and Raven doesn't quite trust Abby with this surgery because Abby is doing everything in her power to distract herself from Clark, and so she's not putting 100% focus on any one thing. She's just sort of spreading herself thin, which if I was in Raven's position, I would 100% be a bit wary. But my God, my Dr. Mechanic feels were just fluttering around when Abby had to help Raven off the horse. I was like, oh, I can't help it. I ship it so bad. Don't get me wrong, I ship Abby and Kane as well. I ship them all. I ship Raven and Octavia. I ship everything. Octavia and Lincoln is up there as well. So another little bit of information that we got to see, or we learned about this season, is that Miller is confirmed queer, and it is amazing. I love how non-issue it is. Like, I am excited for how it's not an issue in this world. It's just a thing. Like, I'm excited by how little people care about the fact that someone might be queer or not. It's so great. It's so refreshing, and I just wish more TV shows handled these sort of these storylines and stuff like that the same. It doesn't have to be so dramatic that a character is gay or queer or whatever. So I ship Miller and his boyfriend so hard, even though I've never met the boyfriend. I ship it, man. Totally would have been okay if Miller and Monty were a thing, but apparently not. It's okay though. It's okay. Also, talking about shipping feels, can we talk about Harper and Monroe for a second? Because so cute. Oh. And the actor that plays Monroe tweeted this. Can we just for a second? Like, I love this show, man. I love it. So lastly on this, the Archers, we've got Jasper, who is very much still not handling Maya's death. He is not having a great time. 3 months in, and he laughs/smiles in the face of death, and it's kind of terrifying. God, it breaks my heart seeing Jasper like this. And like, how do they go about helping him at this point after 3 months? And I don't know, man. I'm terrified for his storyline. Like, how this storyline can't end well, can it? Like, oh man, it's terrifying. Okay, next I want to talk about the Grounders. What's been going on in the Grounders? So we first saw the Ice Nation. We get a first glimpse of the Ice Nation, and it has been confirmed that we can identify the Ice Nation with white war paint on their face. So I'm assuming all 3 of the Ice Nation warriors that we saw had their faces covered in white war paint. So that's what I'm associating with the Ice Nation, just white covered faces. And it is very clear that they don't care too much for this ceasefire that's happening between the Archers and the Grounders. They really don't care about it. Their main mission at the moment is to find One Hater. So we first hear about One Hater from the Ice Nation, and they are looking for her. They want her, and it doesn't seem like it's for any good reason. So we later learn from Indra that the Ice Nation Queen is looking for One Hater, and the Ice Nation believes that Clark is One Hater. So we get a bit of Grounder background here. So we find out that the Grounders believe when you kill someone, you take their power. So the Ice Nation Queen wants to kill One Hater to take her power, and she is very willing to break the coalition truce or alliance to get that power. We have known for a while that there has been a bit of a strain between the Ice Nation and, at the very least, Tree Crew and Lexa. There has been a bit of, there's a bit of a strain between those two. I don't know if the Ice Nation is the only clan that's looking for One Hater and looking for this power. And I don't know if they're the only clan that is willing to break this coalition alliance for this power. We haven't really heard that any other clans are not happy with the coalition. I think the only thing we've heard is that it's only the Ice Nation that isn't happy with the coalition. So I feel like at this point, going off that information, at this point I believe it's only the Ice Nation that is coming after Clarke to kill her. There might be other people coming after Clarke, but they might be wanting to save her or keep her away from harm. I don't know. We find out that Indra is so loyal to Lexa. I believe she went and talked to the Archers on her own accord. I don't think she came under any orders from Lexa because she did go alone. And I don't think I've ever seen a grounder travel alone unless they have gone on their own accord. Going back to Lincoln. I think Lincoln's the only grounder that we've seen travel alone on his own accord. Obviously, we had Clarke and Anya traveling alone, but that was because Anya was captured and Clarke released her, so they had to find their way back. But yeah, I think going off that, I feel like Indra went on her own accord, and I think it's because she truly believes in Lexa as the commander, and she's incredibly loyal, and there is a lot of, I want to say, love and care for those two, like Indra and Lexa. I think there is a really strong connection there, and I really want to see more of that in this season. We unfortunately didn't get to see the connection that Lexa and Anya had, which I think would have been beautiful. I would have loved to see that storyline, but she's dead now, so we can't. Indra and Lexa, I would love to see more of their relationship. I think there's definitely a really strong connection there. That's not just Indra is loyal to her commander. I think there is a personal connection there. As much as the Grounders don't go into personal relationships, I think there is that one there. Okay, and the last part of this episode that we sort of see is Clarke, Nyla, and Rowan. So Clarke and Nyla, most of the interaction is between them. Nyla is crushing hard on Clarke. It's so cute. I really like Nyla. She seems like a really sweet character. I don't think she's going to be, I haven't really looked her up on IMDb or anything like that, but from the feelings that I got this episode, I don't think she's going to be playing a huge part in this season. Yeah, but I really liked her in this episode. She seems like a really sweet character, and she's crushing big time on Clarke. Clarke, on the other hand, she is feral at this point. She's very animalistic, and she is very not like the Clarke we saw in season 2 or 1. It seems like she has closed off. She's built very strong walls for her emotions because she just doesn't want to deal with what happened at Mount Weather. She is still suffering from that. Very clearly from her, she wakes up with a nightmare, and I feel like that's a regular occurrence. So it's definitely haunting her still, which I feel like it's going to haunt her for the rest of her life. And I'm glad that they didn't just wash over it and they're still addressing it. I really hope they sort of go deeper into her after she brings down the walls a little bit. I think it's going to be heartbreaking to see Clarke, just see a broken Clarke from it, but I think it's something that needs to be addressed. It can't just be washed over. So yeah, I want it, but I don't want it because I don't want to see a broken Clarke. But yeah, I think it's a story that does have to be dived in deeper. So we get Clarke and Nyla's sex scene. I was wrong about my theories on the sex scene in the trailer. I had thought the scene when Nyla takes her top off was a different scene. I was wrong about that. It's definitely part of the sex scene, which was great. Can we I loved it so much, man. One, I want to say that I'm fucking good on CW for putting this on air and like allowing this scene to happen. I am so happy that I can't express my words for this. So thank you, CW. Next of all, can we talk about how much fucking game Clarke has? Like, what? One, she is dirty and most likely smelly as all hell. She's been just rolling in who knows what for the last 3 months. Two, she has this big, deep cut in her back that is cannot be fun at all. And 2, she essentially tells Nyla to shut up and then goes on to fuck her. Huey, just what? It's just a great scene all around, and I'm very happy with the whole thing. It's just a great time, and Nyla is crushing hard on Clark. Clark's just like, yep, I don't want to feel at this point, so let's have sex. Why the hell not? I think if anyone deserves just a break from the outside world, it's Clark, so yay. Yeah, I could just giggle and fangirl about that scene for a long while. Clark and Nyla, thoroughly approve, even though I don't think Nyla's going to be playing much of a role after this. But this is a great scene. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Alright, so let's move on to Rowan. Rowan is a character that there is a lot of questions around as well. So I am not assuming he's a part or he's got an alliance to the Ice Nation because he didn't have any white war paint on his face. Neither did his partner that he came into the trading post with. They both had brown, black sort of markings. Well, his partner had sort of a mask, but there was no white paint underneath that mask. I don't think he is a part of the Ice Nation. So it begs the question, why is he there? Is he posing a threat? I mentioned in my breakdowns of the trailer that I don't think he's a threat. I think he's actually going to be an ally of some sort. I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like maybe Lexa had sent him to get Clark. We all know that the Grounders aren't very gentle when they want someone to follow them or come with them, so yeah, I feel like even though he looks very threatening and such, I don't think Rowan is a threat. I think he might be an ally. Or he's working on his own accord and he wants Clark's powers for himself, but I feel like we've seen that he captures Clark and takes her away, like leads her somewhere in coming promos, stuff like that. So if he wanted Clark's power, he would just kill her straight away. So he is definitely taking her to someone. Who that someone is the question. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this episode. And that's just like my generalized thoughts. That's not even a breakdown of the episode, but yeah, it's so many more questions for this season. There's not a whole heap of answers, and there are just ships galore that I'm shipping like nothing else. I'm so happy, man. I love it. I love it. So yeah, if you guys want to talk with me more about it, definitely hit me up on Twitter or Tumblr or in the comments. Let's chat about the 100 because there's so many feels. Also a bit of a shout out. I want to shout out to a channel, Sophia Roas. God, I'm so sorry about that last name. I'm terrible with last names. Anyway, there's going to be a link in the description to her channel if you want to go check it out. She is going to be doing live reactions to the episodes as they go up. So if you're keen on seeing reaction videos, go check out hers. She's awesome. Yeah, that's about it from me, I think. There's so much more I need to talk and fangirl about, but this video is too long already. So I'm going to go. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye.